Marketing, branding, and PR. No company can thrive without these elements of communication. Web3 businesses and projects are not special and they're not exempt from these things as well. But is being a marketing manager in Web2 and Web3 really all that different? This is Behind the Chain, a series where we explore people and their careers in Web3. Pestle Mortar Clothing, or better known as just PMC, is one of Malaysia's most well-known streetwear brands. Not too long ago, they made their way into the Web3 scene with an NFT project called the Tiger Archives. No surprises for guessing, this was in collaboration with Tiger Beer.
I'm Hugh, one of the co-founders of PMC. So the main consideration to build this project, we're in streetwear. I think the pillars of that is always like marketing, branding, community, creating like cool events that people talk about.
When Hugh first interviewed me, he mentioned that PMC was going to NFTs, and that piqued my interest and made me really want to be a part of this entire journey. My name is Amelia, Marketing and PR Manager for PMC. I'm also the project lead for the Tiger Archives and Digital Threads. At that current stage, I was still very new in the space, so I was also just trying to understand what it was like communicating to these audiences. But very quickly, I fell into the rabbit hole and started seeing how other projects were doing things.
Having a real-world applicable utility is definitely great, but the success of a lot of NFT projects actually hinge on how well they market themselves. Just to illustrate how much marketing can actually achieve, these projects were all cash grabs and rug pulls in the end. But how different is marketing in Web2 and Web3 actually?
For PMC, getting into Web3 or even thinking about NFTs, I think we understood that a lot of our community was non-crypto native.
We use Instagram very heavily, but we noticed very early on that that's not exactly the platform that you should be using to market an NFT project. The best tools are definitely Discord and Twitter, with visuals that really capture the attention of the audience. With Instagram, you have a bit more to play around with, but with the NFT space, it's all about capturing attention in a very, very short amount of time. So with Discord, thankfully, I have my team of moderators that support me. I have my collab mod that helps me out with all the partnerships and, giveaways and stuff. That has been very good for me mentally as well.
It always starts off with the team itself. Having the right people, being able to go out there and actually, build connections and build relationships with other people.
The Tiger Archives, although a Web3 native company, is more Web 2.5 in practice. They act as a vehicle that serves to get people across to Web3. What this also means is that as a marketing manager, Amelia keeps pretty regular hours. At least regular for the hustle.
Depending on what's on our agenda for that week or month, I have to make the announcements, I have to talk to our developers, I have to talk to our partners at Tiger Beer, and really translate everything that we want to do to our holders. We are also working on Digital Threads, an e-commerce platform where each Web3 brand can have their own storefront that is token gated for their community, where you can authenticate the physical and digital goods as well.
As the marketing manager, it's also my responsibility to oversee and plan all of our holders events in Singapore and Malaysia. These events are basically our foothold to educate and connect with our holders and bridge the gap between Web2 and Web3.
I think as a marketer, whether it's Web2 or Web3, having someone that is experienced in Web2 marketing is incredibly important. Web3 is not the easiest of spaces to get into, so having a marketer that can bridge the gap and bring someone from Web2 to Web3 is going to be incredibly crucial.